Imagine you're at the store with your allowance, and you find two identical candy bars. One costs $1, the other $2. Which one do you pick? You're not alone. People always go for the cheaper option. But what happens when the cheaper option isn't really worth it? Today we're explaining Gresham's Law, a rule that shapes how money works at 5 completely different levels. From kids to seniors, we'll show you how this law affects every dollar you earn, spend, or save. By the end, you'll see how this rule has shaped history, from 16th century England to modern Zimbabwe, and why it matters for your future. Let's start with something simple, a lemonade stand. You make lemonade and sell it for $1. But one day, your neighbor starts selling lemonade for 50 cents. What happens next? You probably start selling less lemonade, right? But what if your neighbor's lemonade tastes worse? People still choose the cheaper one, even if it's lower quality. That's Gresham's Law in action. When bad money is cheaper, people use it more, and the good money disappears from circulation. Imagine if the whole school used this rule. The best lemonade would vanish, and everyone would just drink the cheapest, even if it's not the best. But in the real world, this gets a lot more interesting, and it affects everything from your allowance to the economy of a whole country. You've probably saved up for something you really wanted, a new phone, a video game, or even a car. But what if the money you used to buy it isn't worth as much as it used to be? That's what happens during inflation. When prices go up, people start hoarding money, especially the kind that holds its value better. Gresham's Law explains why. When money loses value, people stop using it and switch to something more stable, like gold or silver. In Zimbabwe in 2008, prices doubled every 24 hours. People stopped using paper money and started trading in foreign currency because it was more trustworthy. And it's not just in faraway countries. The U.S. Treasury estimates $1.2 billion in counterfeit currency circulates in the U.S. every year. Now let's see the machinery behind all of this. How Gresham's Law works at a bigger scale. When a country starts printing more money, the value of that money goes down. People stop using it and switch to something more stable, like gold, silver, or foreign currency. This is exactly what happened in 16th century England. The government started clipping coins, shaving off small amounts of silver to get more money. But people started hoarding the full coins and using the clipped ones. Soon, the good coins disappeared from circulation and the bad ones took over. Economists like Thomas Gresham first described this pattern, and it's been observed in 80% of major currency debastements in history. Today, Gresham's Law is used to explain everything from hyperinflation to cryptocurrency, and it's a key concept in modern economics. But theory is one thing. Here's how it plays out in real life. Understanding Gresham's Law can help you make smarter financial decisions, whether you're saving for college, investing, or planning for retirement. If you're investing, you want to avoid assets that lose value over time. That's why people often invest in gold or real estate. They hold their value better than cash. Businesses also use Gresham's Law to make decisions. If a currency is unstable, companies may switch to a more stable one, like the US dollar or the euro. Governments use it too. When a country prints too much money, people lose trust in it, and that can lead to economic collapse. And it's not just in the past. In 2022, the US had the highest inflation in 40 years. People started buying gold and silver as a hedge against losing value. And finally, the lesson that only decades of experience can teach: money is just a tool. What matters is what it can buy and what it can't. Gresham's Law has shaped economies for centuries, and it's been observed in 80% of major currency debastements in history. In the 16th century, clipped coins caused good silver to vanish from circulation. Today, people hoard gold during hyperinflation, like in Zimbabwe in 2008. And during the Weimar Republic in Germany, people used paper money as wallpaper, and it was still legal tender. These cycles repeat, and they teach us something about human behavior. People always look for the most stable form of value. What history teaches is that money is just a symbol, and the value we give it is based on trust. And what current trends mean for future generations is that they'll need to understand Gresham's Law better than ever before. Let's go back to the lemonade stand. You made good lemonade, but your neighbor sold bad lemonade for half the price. What happened next? Now imagine that lemonade stand is a country, and the bad lemonade is bad money. The good money disappears, and the bad money takes over. Which level changed how you think about money?